So, hi, today I'm going to be cooking pancakes. So, I started by cracking 2 eggs onto a bowl. Yeah, so once I cracked eggs, I just went ahead and mixed it with a fork. If you want a mixer, you can use a mixer instead. It's much more effective. But since I don't have one, I just use a fork. Then I added about half a cup of all-purpose flour. Then I added 200 grams of milk. Then I added 1 spoon of sugar. Yeah, so those are the only ingredients that I used. Then I went in and just mixed it until it forms a smooth consistency. Yeah, so since you're mixing it with a fork, it will take a bit of time because you're going to just whisk it continuously until you end up with a smooth paste. But if you're using a hand mixer, it's definitely much easier and it takes a shorter time. So I used half a cup of all-purpose flour. That's the only one I used. Then I used 2 eggs, then 200 grams of milk, then 1 spoon of sugar. I didn't use salt. Yeah, so as you can see, I kept mixing it and it is coming nicely together like so. So I got a comment from a previous video that I made about pancakes, about forming a smooth consistency. Yeah, so the key is just mixing it properly until it forms a smooth consistency, as you can see. Yeah, so be prepared to take some time just to whisk it like that so that it is really smooth so that your pancake will not have lumps. Yeah, so once you mix it, you're going to add a bit of oil to a pan. Then once I added oil, I went in with my coconut mixture. Then you want to whisk it around the pan like so. Then also the heat should not be too high, should be the medium so that your pancake cooks through and also it doesn't burn. Yeah, so just reduce the heat accordingly so that it is also not too high and also not too low. Then I added a bit of oil on the edges so that it also cooks through nicely. Yeah, so that's basically it. Once the lower part cooks, you want to flip it over, then allow the upper part to cook. Yeah, so oil, I usually just add oil once. Once I add oil on the lower part, I won't add oil again because the pan will have extra oil to cook the upper part. Yeah, so I flipped it over again because the other side had not cooked. Yeah, so once that one cooked, I removed it from the pan, added a bit of oil again, then I added the pancake mixture in again, then cooked it as well. Yeah, so it's a self-explanatory process at this juncture. You just add a bit of oil, then you add your mixture, then you flip it around the pan, then you allow it to cook. You can add oil as needed on the edges so that they also cook nicely. Then once it cooks on the lower part, you just flip it, then allow the bottom part to cook. Yeah, so you can let me know in the comment section how you prepare your pancakes, which other ingredient you use. I've had some people who asked why I don't use, what is it called, baking powder. Personally, I don't like adding baking powder to my pancake, but to each their own. I find that it gives it what do I call it? It gives it just a taste that I don't like. That's why I prefer not to. It makes it too fluffy for my liking. Let me put it like that. But if you want to add baking powder to yours and make it more fluffy, by all means. By the way, baking powder is one of the ingredients that you can use to make your pancakes really fluffy. Yeah, so if you want yours fluffy, definitely add some baking powder to yours. Yeah, but I usually just like sticking to eggs, all-purpose flour, some cooking oil and milk and sugar, of course. Yeah, so once I added all of them, that's how they turned out. They were so amazing.